Saftu is, of course, crying foul, saying it was sidelined from certain negotiations. Let's get some background now. eNCA's Michael Marillier is working that angle for Newsnet. Now, Michael, where is this coming from? One would have thought that the rules are the rules. Netleg plays, usually, by the rules. So what is the basis for Saftu to say it's been sidelined?
Vuyo, Saftu is arguing that the rules were effectively changed just over a year ago. They're supposed to provide audited membership numbers as well as audited financial statements. Nedlag apparently changed the rules, saying that a federation needs to be in place for at least 2 years before it can be recognized within this particular group. Nedlag, of course, being the group where business and labor and government get together to help shape economic policy. So let's take a quick look at the statement that they issued just before they went on strike, and that gives you some idea of the kind of feeling inside Saftu at the moment. This was the statement that they issued on their pamphlet. They said that these new labour laws were agreed behind the backs of workers in Nedlag and were then subjected to manipulation by Labour Department officials, no doubt acting on orders from above. So a not so subtle hint that government does not want Saftu to be part of Nedlag. It also goes on to say the exclusion of Saftu is a way of closing down opposition, but we will not be silent. So what we have here is a self-styled independent trade union federation going head-to-head with a federation which is closely aligned, of course, to the ANC. Let's take a quick look at some of the key role players. Vuyo, Saftu, of course, led by former COSATU Secretary General Zwelinzima Vavi. He, of course, left under a bit of a cloud, needless to say, roughly around the same time that the trade union NUMSA left as well. That is Ivan Jim. He is the leader of NUMSA, which is an integral part of Saftu. It has 340,000 members. Crucially, it is the biggest trade union in South Africa at the moment. With all of those members, however, it is still much smaller than COSATU. We have to stress that COSATU at one stage had 1.9 million members. That may have declined slightly with the exit of NUMBA, but still a massive bargaining force when it comes to South African labour relations. Important also to note that it is an ally of the ruling ANC, led of course by President Cyril Ramaphosa, and that's where it's come in for a lot of flack over the last few days, because Ramaphosa has a history within COSATU itself. He, in fact, was a leading organizer when COSATU was launched in 1985. He helped facilitate that conference, which marked the launch of COSATU more than 30 years ago. Also, inside his cabinet is this man, Gwede Mantashe, who is now the Minister of Mining. He has a long and established history with the National Union of Mine Workers. He, in fact, was one of the first secretaries of that union. So where is this all building up to, Vuyo? Well, President Ramaphosa has promised a jobs summit later in the year. The key question, of course, how is government going to approach a union which is perceived to be closely linked to the ANC and a union which claims it's independent and critical of government policy? Expect plenty of fireworks in the months ahead, Vuyo.
Very interesting indeed, Michael. Erstwhile comrades in arms, now increasingly becoming arch enemies.
Indeed, we saw Zwelinzima Vavi on the top of that bus this afternoon, Vuyo. Very critical, and as Slindelo said, the jeers got increasingly loud as they went past COSATU House, which was, of course, Zwelinzima Vavi's home for several years.
Well, Michael, that's where we're going to leave it for now. Michael Marillier giving us some background on today's strike and, of course, the personalities behind it.